Welcome to 9 to Thrive, Lead Generation Uncovered with myself, Nikki Williams, business mentor, and Laura Burnett, tech geek and email marketing extraordinaire from the Thrive Business Academy. Laura and I are here to tell you about lead generation because we are passionate about your online business journey, supporting you, your lead generation, growth and income.
Are you ready to go off and create your irresistible, that's the word Nikki would use, small offer? Because we really want people to start getting their confidence in their business and start creating a product that they can introduce people to in their world. And if you tuned into our last episode where we talked about the power of a small offer, then there's no excuses. You'll know that you want to get one. So when it comes to a small offer though, it's got to be right. You can't just put anything together. Like Nikki said on our last episode, it can't just be, oh, I'm just going to put this simple PDF together and charge people £7 for. And really, that should just be a lead magnet. Or it actually might not even qualify for a lead magnet because it's that poor. So we want to make sure you actually have a quality, irresistible small offer. And there's no one better to teach this than like Nikki. So like she's taught me everything I know about small offers. And so she definitely knows it.
I'm a bit obsessed, to be fair.
Obsessed. You are, aren't you?
Yeah, I
am.
am.
Anyone in our membership will have been told this several times. And it needs to solve one problem, a specific problem. So Nikki, why does this need to solve just one thing?
Well, otherwise it wouldn't be a small offer. It would be a big course or a program. And what we want to do is we want people to not only dip their toe in the water with you financially with a £7, £9 offer, £11 offer. They also need to dip their toe in the water with learning from you. And you don't want to overwhelm them. And sticking to one problem, one solution at the point of which they actually are wanting to know. And I'll give an example. So you might be in a forum and they're saying, I don't know how to set up Stripe. Okay, good example, right? So that person could go off to Stripe and read all the documentation on the Stripe website. They could go onto YouTube and follow several YouTubes, watch quite a few ads in between it. Or you could say, actually, I've got a brilliant training on this. It literally takes you from A to Z of setting up Stripe. It's really, really easy and it's maximum 15 minutes long and it's only £7. Like that is what I would call a one problem, one solution. Now, it wouldn't be right if I offered that as a business mentor, but if Laura offers that, then that's a no-brainer decision because it's part of her expertise. So having that one problem, one solution, it controls you and your creativity as well. Because many people, we always talk about insane value and then people talk about, well, what is that? And I'm like, just stick to one problem, one solution, and don't keep on diverting off and make maximum impact with that one problem.
And I'd say that it's got to give the person a win, doesn't it?
You've got to have a transformation. It's one problem, one solution, one price, one transformation. So it's got to be 111 all the time, even when you go up to the power hour. And it's the same with the lead magnet as well. All of it is one. Otherwise, your courses and programs down the line are the one to expand on subjects, but these ones are not to expand on them. It's to get them at the part of their journey that they need a small problem solved. That could be solved by videos, it could be solved by audios, it could be solved by a workbook, a planner, it could be solved by a number of those things put together. But what we don't want to do is take hours showcasing this because otherwise it won't be a small offer, okay? So one problem, one solution, and one transformation. So it's got to be standalone. So they cannot... it doesn't have to tie into another training they've got to buy. So the example of the Stripe training, by the end of that Stripe training, you've told me I will be able to set up my Stripe account in 15 minutes. Okay. So I should be able to set it up and go. I don't need anything else from anybody to do that. And that's where you want to be. And also what I would say is you don't want to say you need ClickFunnels for it. You need something else for it because that's adding on things that aren't part of this. This is small, epic offers.
I like that. And can I just say, we can tell your passion behind this. Like you just like whoosh, the passion. I think you could literally just talk like for a whole talk show about it, couldn't you? Probably.
I could do, and I love it really, and it excites me. And do you know what's exciting about it? Is because many of us online are really creative, and we love to create things. And gives people the opportunity to create and put things out and sell them, rather than just create, gather dust on the hard drive and not do anything with it. So it's a double-edged thing really for me. It's, yeah, you can earn the money, you can solve problems, but also you can allow your creativity to flow as well.
I love that. So yeah, so solve one problem, not two, one problem. So, you know, when you think back to, we have a social magazine as a low cost offer, solves one problem. It helps people with their social content. My Trello social media course, it helps people with one problem, how to use Trello for social media, not how to use Trello for a CRM as well. It teaches one thing and that's it. And then something we talk about a lot in our world, I feel like our members must get really fed up with this word. Not word, it's a phrase. You've got to give insane value. It has to be stand out from the crowd. There's more than 1,000 PTs in the UK, you know. Stand out, be the one that stands out and gives insane value and doesn't hold back. And I think that's where I've never had an issue with that, because I always like to give insane value, and I would probably give too much value. That would be my problem. Whereas I do see majority, I would say, business owners have been taught somewhere along the line by a guru somewhere that you have to hold back and not give too much. Or they maybe went on to a masterclass or a webinar where they saw a big guru talk for 45 minutes about themselves and then actually spent 5 minutes telling them whatever it was they was going to give away. Or you've signed up for something and it's literally just been a sales pitch. And I think that then makes you think, I've got to do the same thing. Whereas actually you don't, you just have to give insane value. And I always like to think of something, right, what would I charge someone £100 for that? If I would, then yeah, it's a good insane value. And I do the same with a lead magnet. Would I charge £7 for that lead magnet? Yeah, so it's free, it can be free. And I always like step it down. That's my thinking. But what would you say, Nikki, for that?
I would say that don't hold back, because you're always going to get people that want to consume your free stuff. You're going to get people that want to consume your £7 offers. And then you're going to have to think about, I just think that there's going to be some people that pay the big money and there's some people that aren't going to pay the big money. It doesn't matter, but what you're doing is you're training them. Okay, think about it as like, it's like brain training, but your audience training. You're training them to what to expect. Have you ever gone to, if you haven't been to one of our masterclasses, right, you would go there and you would go, wow, wow, wow. The girls keep on giving and giving and giving. It blows their mind because we don't hold back. We help as much as we can in the time that we can do it. And that makes us remembered, because we're both really good in our zones of geniuses. Even if it's a free challenge, a free masterclass, whether it's a small offer, whether it's in our £7 membership, whether it's in our £47 membership, we give insane value. We're going to be remembered, not just for our expertise, but because we are a gift that keeps on giving, which people have said to us constantly. That is a really positive approach to take to your marketing, rather than if you're holding tight to something, if you're like, oh no, this is precious. I've spent 10 years learning this. I can't possibly, I'm going to give you a teaser. I'm going to give you a teaser, a little breadcrumb. But when you go to get anything more, nope, you're going to have to pay me big money for this. That's all really negative mentality. It's not open. It's not warm. It's not welcoming. It makes people go, whoa, I'm going to stay clear of them. And you have to work harder at the sale, I'll be honest. Whereas the way we do it, it literally is no brainer. They buy into us as characters, they buy into us as our experts, then they buy into us because of the way that we train and the way that we give insane value.
And this is a perfect example of insane value. This very podcast episode could be a paid masterclass of £27, and some people would do that, but we're like giving the insane value down. We want to share you this now. If you think about the knowledge we give now, can you imagine what we give when you pay for the knowledge? That's what I always think when people go through it as well. But moving on, And this is like a really big one for me, Nikki. This really drives me insane. I'm laughing because it drives me insane. It's got to be simple and clear. And please stop thinking that the size of something determines the value of something, or like the amount of times I have had to sit there for an hour during a masterclass and sat there and think, wow, you could have taught me that in 5 minutes. I would rather them taught me it in 5 minutes and saved me 55 minutes of my time. Like, what the hell? Why did people do this? I don't get it. It went through a stage where you have to sit there fluffing things out and think, what can I talk about to make this last for 30 minutes? No, or it's like you've got an ebook and you're giving a guide out or a workbook. So, I'm going to add this page. I'm going to add 10 note pages to it just to make it even more fluff. Yeah, constant fluff. And it drives me insane. Like, other day I wanted to learn something. I saw someone had recorded. I'm like, I want to learn that. It was an hour and a half long. I ain't got an hour and a half. I'm a business owner. I don't have an hour and a half to listen to that. I just don't. And it's like one of the reasons we chose these podcast episodes to, be under 20 minutes where possible, because we're busy business owners. So it needs to just make it simple and clear and avoid that overwhelm. Like, my Trello course is 20, I think it's actually 19 minutes long. It's 19 minutes long and it gets straight to the point. Click here, click there, do that, and gives them a little bit of theory, job done. I don't sit there for half an hour to explain what Trello is or anything like that. I'm going straight into solving that one problem. And it really does drive me insane, Nikki.
No, and I think this is it. We've gone are the days that we need fluff, filler inners or anything like that now. People are super, super busy. They're stretched in every area of their life. And because Laura and I are both parents, we know we've got children at home still. We run 2 memberships and our own individual businesses. We're very, very busy. So we're going to make the assumption that our people, no, we're not making the assumption, we already know our people are already insanely busy. So why fluff it up? Now, 5 years ago, I could have quite easily run a 2-hour masterclass because people were loving it, loving life. It was during COVID and they were like, oh yeah, this is great because I've got nothing else on, apart from daytime TV, they're just like consuming loads of stuff. Whereas now everyone's back to work. They've probably thought more about their work-life balance since COVID. Then their sort of focus is very, very different. People want to know exactly what you're going to give them, that one problem, one solution, and they want it given to them in the most expedient manner possible. So quick, and they can come and listen to extra things via other sources and consume other content on social media if they want to fill it up with fluff. But be direct, make it super, super clear what they're going to get, how they're going to learn, how to sign up, how to consume the content, and what they can do afterwards. Simple, really, really clear, concise, no fluff, no BS. We're quite passionate about it. We changed all of our training, didn't we, in both memberships when we were rebranding. And some of them were much, much longer. Some of them were much longer. I mean, you've still got all of the challenges and all of that training that is longer because it was live, but most of our training is small bite size. There's nothing in there that is going to be just talking about our day.
I'd love to talk about my day all day. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be about
I think it's one where people let themselves down a lot with. And I know Nikki would be passionate about this. I am in regards to a certain aspect of it. And it's about the visual of it. So we're talking about the graphics you use to advertise it, if it's a Facebook ad, the graphic use of that, or the graphic you use on social media or anything like that. And also the landing page visual. So like the visual of where they sign up for this. I'm just going to pass over to Nikki because she's the graphical person out of us all.
I just think that just because tools like Canva offer you the bells and whistles, it doesn't mean we use all of those bells or whistles. And so it's really, really imperative right at the start, and this can evolve, this can change. We've rebranded. You just stick to some brand colors and you stick to a style. And I keep on saying you stick to it. You don't go off and do different other things. So that's the one thing about your brand colors. The next thing is don't put fluff in it. Okay. just because you could put like 20 different images on one image, you don't need to. Less is more, white space is more, clear space, make it really legible. And I ask this in lots of my programs, lots of my courses, in the membership, can you design? And be honest with yourself. Don't listen to your mother or your boyfriend who says, oh, it's beautiful. Okay. It probably isn't true. They're just trying to fluff you up. Okay. So we need to be honest. Can you design or can't you design? If you can't design, outsource or don't use the sorts of visuals you're thinking of using. It's better to not have any mock-ups than having a dreadful mock-up. It can make or break your sale. It's better to stay with just a color, one or two colors, rather than rubbish designs, because it's the impression. It's first impressions, everlasting impressions. Once that first impression has happened, that's it. It stays with them. Okay, so really think about that. Again, it's like we said about the lead magnet. Don't just do something, tick it off the list and send it out there and wonder why you don't sell it. Okay, don't just put a design together, fluff it up, put it out there and think, well, I've done it all. I've done what you've said, Nikki and Laura. Well, have you? Is it really good design? Within our membership, we're very honest about it. But also we give tools and resources to help with those mock-ups, so people cannot go wrong with it. Yeah, again, all of these are pretty much long podcasts on their own, aren't they, Laura, really?
Yeah, I was going to say that if you can't design, use a template. So I am not a designer. I call myself, even though Nikki claims that I am. I am not a designer, a very creative person when it comes to creating graphics. But Nikki's made it super easy for me. So like when I'm creating a sales page for us at the Thrive Business Academy, Nikki always she creates the graphics herself, or she's got templates from previous graphics we've made and things like that, which I can just edit and I've got the graphic there. So I don't have to sit there creating something myself. I use a template most of the time, or what Nikki's already created, because I know that's not my bag, but I know my bag is a landing page. I can create a really good sales page. Just going to say padding, make sure your landing page has padding.
But it's the same with lead magnets or the Epic small offer. All of it is about having that white space, when she says padding, that's what you call it on a sales page. You would call it padding, but what it means is gaps in text, gaps around images, just space so your eyes can breathe. It's like breathing for your eyes. Okay, it can breathe through as it's reading, and it makes reading and the consumption of that image so much better.
Yeah, you've got to consider the buyer point of view. There's so many people offering, different products. You have to stand out from the crowd, like we said, with insane value. So you might have the best offer ever. You've ticked all the boxes. It solves one problem. It's absolutely insane value. It's simple and clear. But when someone lands on your landing page and thinks it's been created by a 3-year-old, they're not going to buy. Whereas if someone lands on your landing page and thinks, wow, this is good, this is professional, they're more likely to buy. So 100%, the actual visual matters. The visual means a lot. So, spend some time on it, make sure, and don't be scared to use templates. I feel like people were trying to be too original all the time. Don't be scared to use a template, don't break what's already working. If that template's there.
Be you.
Yes.
Just because you saw somebody else using gold or silver or sparkles or fire, or if that's not you. So like Laura's like techie, geeky, Harry Potter style. So that's her. I'm more beachy, nature type person. So that's more me. It would be really crazy for me to start adding flames everywhere. And, it's just not our cup of tea. So be you as well, because it really is portraying who you are as a character professionally and your business overall. So yeah, I know it sounds like a lot to think about when you're talking about a £7 product, but this is the start of a special relationship with whoever buys into it. So remember that, you can go to a local shop and have a good experience buying a pint of milk. You go back to that shop because it's a really nice shop and it's friendly. You're going to keep on going back to it, even though it's got a pint of milk, because it's the experience that you're putting together.
And once you've done it once, you can always duplicate. I tell this to members all the time. Once you've got one thing looking good, duplicate it for the next one. It's going to make your life easier. So in summary, if you want to create that irresistible, that word, small offer, it needs to be solve one problem, one solution, insane value, simple and clear, and it needs to have compelling visuals. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. If you haven't checked out the previous one talking about the power of small offers and sat here thinking, what the hell are you on about with small offers? Go tune into that. And obviously, if you want to know about us more, join us on Instagram at the Thrive Business Academy or over at thethrivebusinessacademy.com. And yeah, have an amazing day.